It's Dr. A from the Learning Liaisons. Hope you guys are having a great day. I just wanted to share with you a practice question that was sent to me by one of our teachers that I'm working with in one of the workshops that we do online. And she had sent this over to me and thought it would be a good idea. Maybe I share the analyzation of the question with everybody else. So always feel free, if you have a question or something, you can send me a scanned picture like this or email me the question. I'll be happy to address it in a video. This is something new we're going to be doing here at the Learning Liaisons as a part of our FTCE blog series. So here's a typical question that you might see on your professional education test, all right? So if you are taking a multiple choice test and this question came on the screen, my number one question to you would be, what is the first thing that you are going to do? All right, like many teachers, they either fall into one of two categories. One, the response I get is, well, I'm going to read the question. I'm going to look for those keywords in there. I'm going to go down there. I'm going to find my answer. All right, I'm going to maybe try to eliminate one and try to work my magic and figure out the best answer. Group two will say, well, I'm going to read through the choices first. So I have an understanding what's going on. So I'm familiar with that. And then I'm going to go up to the question and I want to figure out what the answer is. All right. Both the more traditional responses, but what we're going to do here, and this is something that I go into deep emphasis and analyzation on, is how to approach a multiple choice question. Now, what I'm about to do here might take me a couple of minutes and you might be thinking, man, I do not have the time in the world to do this. I got to pass this test and keep my job. But this is something that you're going to be practicing all the time. And this is something that I go over in detail in my workshops. So we got a couple of minutes here. I'm going to show you real quick. All right. So if this is my question, I am not looking at this question at all. Some of you guys are saying, what? I can't believe I'm wasting my good time watching this silly guy on YouTube. Right. But you're not going to look at the question at all. All right. What we're going to do, and let me back that out there. Don't cheat. Don't look at the question. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be looking at the answers first. All right, so just follow me on this. Using a dictionary to find the meaning of words, identifying and summarizing the major events in a narrative, evaluating the effectiveness of a written response according to audience and purpose, identifying standard English grammatical structures in a written work. So not to go into too much detail, this is what I do in my workshops, but it's always good to get in the mind of the question writer. All right, this is why we look at the answers first. There's a certain protocol on how these questions are scientifically written. Trust me, there are not a group of people sitting on an island somewhere in the Atlantic thinking, how are we going to screw the teachers today? Trust me, that's not what we're doing. They follow a distinctive protocol on how to write a question. And honestly, it takes about 10 to 15 minutes to write a good multiple choice question. So there's certain clues to look for. So for this question, for instance, using a dictionary to find the meaning of words. So I'm looking at this question. A lot of different things are going through my mind, the things we go over in the workshops. But the first thing I notice are some action words, the key words in these answers. Okay. Find the meaning, identify and summarize, evaluate the effectiveness, and identify standard English. Okay. Even if you want to make it shorter, meaning, identify and summarize, evaluating, identifying. Okay, right now, I don't care what the rest of each of these possible choices say. My mind is going meaning, identifying, evaluating, and identifying. What am I noticing right now as a good teacher? I'm noticing these action words. The meaning of words, identifying and summarizing, and identifying, again, are low-level processes. Evaluating is a high-level process, okay? So what does that tell me? That tells me right now, before I even get to the question, okay? Before I even get to the question, that when I get up there, if this question has anything to do with critical thinking, outside the box, challenging students, motivating students, being critical thinkers, anything along those lines, once I get that keyword in that question, if it has anything to do with critical thinking, outside the box, motivating students, I'm going right to C and moving on. No questions, no, I'm not sure. That's what the answer is. All right, so it's all about strategy. So remember, we got those meaning of the words, identifying and summarizing, evaluating, and identifying. Let's go up to the question here. All right. A language arts teacher attending a summer workshop on critical thinking. The teacher plans to incorporate ideas from the workshop in her lessons. Which of the following language arts tasks would be best elicit students' critical thinking skills? One pitfall that teachers do when they take this test, maybe you don't, but many do, is one, they start thinking about language arts teacher. That's my key word. I got to think language arts. Absolutely not. Guess what? When I get to this word here, that's my key word. That's the action of what's going on. Critical thinking. Guess what? I am not even going to read the rest of that question because guess what? I know the answer is going to be C. And here's why the answer is going to be C. Which of the following language arts tests would be best elicit students' critical thinking skills? So there's our word again. Critical thinking, I don't care if you don't know by definition what it is. Okay, that doesn't matter, but you know it has to do with higher level thinking. All right? Finding the meaning of words, identifying something, and identifying something again is low level stuff. All right, when we think about low level, we think about like Bloom's taxonomy, right? Going up the steps. When you got creating at the time, at the top. So right there, answer is C, bang, evaluating the effectiveness of a written response. So the answer is C. Now, I know you guys are thinking that's taken a long time, but these are the things you got to practice. So that's one of the steps that I talk about in all of my workshops. It's all about getting in the mind of the question writer. These skills transcend, ladies and gentlemen. You could be looking at this and thinking, well, that's an easy question. I'm sure some of you think it's a little more difficult question. But the argument is always made to me, well, that question's easy. The questions are a lot harder on the test. I get that. But I hate to break it to you, there are a lot of easy questions on the test. All right, these types of strategies work on any question. There's a lot of different, what I call mental checklists to go through, which I go over in detail in all my workshops. So if you'd like to learn more, you could always email me. My email is below, the link to my website. You can call or text me anytime, 407-797-1499. That's 407-797-1499. And I do weekly workshops and on-demand video courses and help teachers across the state pass on their first attempt. So my name is Dr. Ray from the Learning Liaisons. It was a pleasure sharing this question with you. And if you have a question that you'd like me to analyze, feel free to email me. My email address is below. You guys have a great day, and thank you.